What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of Games Up. We're a couple of minutes late starting. We're sorry, we're going to get straight to it. I'm joined here by Peter Clark. Hello. Lawrence Titley. Hello. Lewis Crawford. Oh, sugar, hold on. There we go. Sorry, Lewis Clark, Lawrence... Lewis Crawford, Peter Clark, Lawrence Titley. Say hello at once.
Hello.
Marvellous, awesome. Let's get straight down to it. Thanks to Gamescom this week, we have 34 headlines.
Yeah.
We might have left a few out, so we will... sorry if we have. But quickly before we start, thank you to everybody who listened to the episode 1 of this podcast. We had a fairly good reaction to it. I'm really proud of it so far, so I think we're doing well. Straight down to it then. 4A Games has responded... headline 1, 4A Games has responded to issues of its pricing structure over the Metro Redo collection. People on Steam have said that due to the minimal changes to Last Light, literally pretty much the same game on Last Light, that it should be an upgrade or given a better price rather than the current 50% off. The 4A Games has said it's been a significant project for the developer, and ultimately you're welcome to vote with your wallet as you please. Yeah?
Continuing the trend of...
How would we
I don't know.
put this best? It's a Steam problem, shall we?
Well, yes, that's true.
It's just, carry on.
Did the Ultimate Edition of Tomb Raider come out on Steam?
yeah, it did.
What is that? Is that the full
What is that?
40?
I think it's... Wait, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, no, it is. It's the full price.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
Second headline.
By all means.
Yeah.
Tropico 5 has been announced to be coming to Xbox 360 in November this year. It's been packaged with the first DLC for free at launch. It's coming in November. There you go.
I might play it. Tropico series? I don't know. Did you ever hear about the problem was that Tropico 3 and Tropico 4
Yeah.
are practically the same game.
Oh, really? I own Tropico 4.
Oh.
They are not indistinguishable, but, like, very tiny changes happen.
The question is whether there was any actual extra work.
Yeah, I mean,
from the developers.
I would be... I saw it at friends, and I would be annoyed if I had bought... that game and had Tropico 3, because the differences are so minimal.
Hang on a minute.
They're so minimal.
It's like playing a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Headline 3, Hotline Miami, the original, has had a release date on PlayStation 4. It's coming out on August 20th in both USA and Europe. It makes full use of the DualShock 4, and people who own it on PlayStation 3 and Vita because of the cross-buy platform will get it for free, which is cool.
Very cool.
Okay, but the people with the PS4s won't, obviously.
No, they'll get it for free on PS4.
Oh.
People who don't have it on anything will have to buy it. People who have already bought it on both platforms because of the cross-buy thing will get it for free.
Well, then I have nothing to complain about.
Cool.
Hey.
For once.
Makes a change.
Elite Dangerous by Frontier Developments may feature dynamic advertising, which will include
that mean?
adverts tailored to the player based on the actions they perform in game. Whilst it's an interesting piece of tech, some have complained that it's invading privacy and another move in the kind of all your data is belong to us move that's happening.
it seems
I
a bit
just imagine
unpleasant.
like a sort of, hey, you're down there having trouble jumping? Well, why not try?
Yeah.
It's very brave new worldy.
New springy
Yeah.
Ugg boots.
Your
Yeah.
gun's not powerful enough? Well.
It's almost what Blood Dragon mimicked.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's odd. Number 5, the next game in the Toy Soldiers series has been announced. It's called War Chest, and it's coming to Xbox One, PS4, and PC early next year. Number 6, the Unity engine has been released for indie developers totally for free on Xbox One. So
That's
they can,
good.
as long as they have indie permissions on the console, which all Xbox One or indie PC devs. If you have an Xbox One, you can develop on it. So the engine
That's
is
nice.
free to anyone who owns an Xbox One.
Wasn't
as an
it
indie.
pretty well
That's cool.
universally used?
It is.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the go-to for indie devs at the minute, which is pretty cool. It's a good way to go.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 7, controversial 90s full motion video game Night Trap has begun a
Yay.
Kickstarter to
Yes.
raise funds for an HD remake. At the time, it was controversial for a scene that's pretty tame
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
So maybe they're gonna maybe it'll be the controversial edition where they're just gonna have to up everything.
It's like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest has like an 18 rating.
Yes, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yes.
really?
There you go.
Like, nothing happens. That's weird.
Wow. nothing by their standards.
Nothing to go.
It's
"Whoa!"
mental
but,
horror.
yeah.
Besides, it's what's his name?
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick. That's automatically an 18.
There you go.
Yeah.
Literary references on a gaming's podcast. We are high class.
Yeah. Literally, yeah. Anyway.
Headline number 8, John Romero, the co-creator of Doom, has started work on a new IP. It will be a shooter and will be the first work he's done on a shooter since 2000.
Not Doom.
Oh.
Yes, it will be called Not Doom.
Does he have anyone limiting his crazy?
I don't think so. It's being produced and distributed through Romero Games, so
Oh,
it's
so
him.
it's pure crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
Hopefully,
another
yeah.
Doom.
Enjoyable.
Headline number 10, Steam tags have been given a slight overhaul since they are about to exit the beta stage. The tags will now be the same across all languages.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And they will have. They were going to merge many terms for one thing. So, for example, if you have a game that's moddable, community modded, moddable, mods available, so on and so forth, they will all come under one headline, which might be moddable.
Okay.
So,
Right, so
Cool.
it's basic troubleshooting and basic.
yeah, it's
joined up.
it's UI fixing. It's a lot more.
Yeah.
And also, the UI has had a bit of a
Yeah.
very minimal visual upgrade. It looks a bit nicer,
It's slightly bluer.
a little bit bluer. Yeah, except big picture mode, which is just blue.
Yeah.
Yep. Number 11, Skylanders Trap Team, the latest in the Spyro-based series, or was Spyro-based series, has been announced for mobile, which is making it the first game ever to launch on current gen, next gen, and mobile platforms simultaneously. It comes out in November. No, it comes out in October.
That's just desperate.
It is a little bit. They make so much money
Yeah,
already.
Yeah. It's like Spyro's become Prince the Dragon, formerly known as
Wait.
Spyro.
It's the reason Disney made that.
Infinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney Infinity. Just
Which
'cause
is
it's-
arguably better.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I've not played it. It looks
But trying
like
to
it looks
piggyback
better.
on Skylanders' success because I don't even understand how they've made that much money. I don't know how anyone can buy.
Because children.
I think
Oh,
it's
yeah,
when
I
it
know.
first came out, Spyro's in it, and then Spyro just isn't in it anymore.
It's even worse than
People still
microtransactions,
collect.
They're trying to cross the generational gap.
Yeah.
I
and
think
they
act-
fail.
I think actually, as a thing, Skylanders is a really clever idea. It's just, because it's marketed so much at kids and there's so much money there. It's a huge cash cow.
Oh yeah.
Which would be nice to see it not be. That idea would work as an actual idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like
As an artistic property rather than as a cash cow.
Yeah, exactly.
I was in a game and there was like a bargain bin of Skylander open toy
Oh,
things,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, what?
Well, it's the only way to get them, I think, if you are going to go and play that
Yeah.
game, is to try and
Rummage.
just yeah.
Yeah. Headline number 12, Microsoft revealed a whole bunch of indie games at their Gamescom conference
Yeah.
that will make their console debut on Xbox One. The list includes Superhot,
Mm.
Below, Bullets and Blues, as well as Goat Simulator and
Yay.
Space Engineers.
Ah, cool.
Right.
Cool.
Yep.
Good list. Good list.
Yep.
I would be abusing from ignorance if I said anything about them.
Scream Ride has been announced. This is headline 13. Has been announced as an Xbox exclusive. It's a roller coaster tycoon kind of game where the aim is to collect screams by murdering people.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
It's fully destructible, and watch the trailer. It looks great.
I'll have to have a look
Yeah, I'll
because
have a look as well.
Get harmonies of screams.
part of me feels,
Oh, that would be great if somebody's going to like do a music kind
A
of.
dubstep
Ah.
roller coaster disaster.
See this now that you said that, that's even cooler.
I don't know. Part of me feels that you could just sort of just make bad rides. I don't know.
That's kind of the idea, I think.
I just feel it wouldn't last. I
Could
don't
you
know.
could you
Mm.
imagine if it's actually really difficult to get
Yeah.
roller coasters to crash?
Oh, that would be cool.
It has to
Yeah.
be because otherwise
Yeah,
it's
well-
going to be like, well, I'm bored of this now.
They might just like Goat Simulator be making a one-off gimmick game.
Yeah.
But
Well, either that or it might be like Minecraft, where the first few weeks people are like, I've done a few, and then somebody will do something really cool,
Yeah.
something big that gets known, and other people will replicate it. It could be a very much community-based thing.
remaking the ArcelorMittal Tower in a travesty of metal and horror. Oh wait, that's the ArcelorMittal Tower. Anyway,
Oh, shots fired. No, number 14, Evolve is getting a beta in January. Before launching in February. The beta is Xbox One exclusive, and it's assumed it's a stress test because there is no way they can change anything meaningful in like 3 weeks before the game launches.
Yeah. Yeah.
They also revealed another map for the game at the press conference. It looks like a cool game. I don't know how long it's going to last.
Yeah. We'll
Okay.
There's always a bit of iffiness with the multiplayer
Hmm.
It's possible
Plat-
the beta is just
arena styles.
an advertising.
You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Number 15, one of the big ones for the week. I'm doing this in order as they came out across the week, so that's why I had like the big ones aren't always at the end. Rise of the Tomb Raider has been revealed to be an Xbox One exclusive. It's assumed it's timed,
I'd hope so.
although it's being published by Microsoft Studios, so whether we will ever see it on PlayStation 4 is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It will almost definitely come to PC, certainly.
I hope so because it's really alienating their fan base if they don't, as in Tomb Raider, because like it sold actually better on PlayStation and computer.
Yeah.
It's weird seeing it cross
I don't know.
the platforms.
But
It's always
isn't
been
that
a
the point of an
PS2
exclusive?
thing. Tomb Raider.
You
Yeah.
can alienate who you
Yeah,
like
but-
so long as you get those people going across the divide.
I guess, but you really want an exclusive to be a new IP because otherwise you just sort of,
Well, yeah.
like if next year not next year, but let's say the next Tomb Raider for some reason became Sony exclusive, right?
Right.
You might have trouble.
Well, yeah, but it would be a trouble for Sony and for Microsoft respectively. That on either side of the camp, neither is willing to reconcile with the other. It's only going to be a problem for the
Yeah. I mean, I can see the issue that a lot of gamers are having with it. There will be people who will now miss out on this game, certainly at launch, if not in general. But you've got to give it to Microsoft. They needed to up their game, and when they pulled that out,
Yeah, true.
like the biggest thing that came out of Gamescom to be talked about was, how could they do this? But no press is bad press, and that was
depends how big you are.
true.
Yeah.
But that you've got to give them that, like that's the up kind of game they need, and hopefully it will lead to them getting the money to buy more studios. I like that they have this as an exclusive game because I like.
You would.
Yeah, I play Xbox primarily, and I like the idea that the platform has a reason for people to play it more so than just Halo. Like,
Isn't that a wonderful thing?
ha 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 ha.
I
My primary platform is Xbox, so I'm glad that Microsoft has a big exclusive. I would prefer to see them buy studios and have consistent new exclusives rather than buying them.
Finally,
But
a reason to buy an Xbone.
There were many reasons.
A new IP on Xbox.
What?
What? I'm sorry. As opposed to Killzone, the fourth one, Infamous, the third one, Drive Club, which is basically the thing.
I'm being put on blast here, aren't I?
If you're going to blast me, I'll blast back. I respect all the platforms, but don't attack mine. Anyway, interestingly enough, number 16, a new Roller Coaster Tycoon game has also been announced. Number 7. It doesn't.
Newsworthy.
You can't murder people. It doesn't look interesting. Number 17, the developer of Saints Row has revealed it's going to show off a new game at PAX. What it is yet to be announced.
Not Saints Row.
Is it going to be Saints Row 5? Is it rebooted Saints Row? Is it Red
Is it
Faction?
going to be not
Ooh.
Saints Row, but it's going to be an open sandbox with a zany style, so it's going to be Saints Row?
Yeah, Is it going to be Saints Row with a new name? Is it going to be Saints Row Red Faction? The worst crossover of all time.
The merging no one saw coming.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Either way, we'll find out in a few weeks at PAX.
Knocking down buildings with... Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, we can't say that.
No.
Number 18, a new Geometry Wars is being made
Hey.
by the same company that's also making a new game in the King's Quest series. It's called King's Quest Rivals. I don't know much more about it at the minute.
That's
Wow,
that's
Quest.
Sierra, isn't it?
That is Sierra, yes.
Sierra,
Yeah.
they're making a comeback, but then...
They're making a comeback with a new name, I believe. I think
And
it's
probably
like...
an entirely new team.
No, I think it's
We'll
the
see.
same team in a new name.
Well,
I think-
Sierra was a long time... Well,
Oh yeah,
it's like 10 years now?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
King's Quest is
King's Quest is
Dated.
old.
I mean,
wow.
Yeah.
they're as old as Point and Click Adventures, which is old.
Well, I can
Yeah.
I can do a bit more research into it in the topic of the week and
Fair enough.
give you an idea of what that is. Number 19, 2 indie classics are coming back to the PlayStation on PlayStation 4. They are Journey by that game company
Hey, Journey.
and the excellent The Unfinished One. Both of them are fantastic, by the way. They look gorgeous. They look utterly gorgeous. PlayStation's Until Dawn has been re-revealed. It's had a bit of a makeover and is now coming to PlayStation 4 instead of PlayStation 3, where it used to be a kind of campy 80s horror game. It's now a full straight horror
oh
thing.
Right.
Interesting.
Kind of preferred the campy approach to it, but the game looks cool anyway. It
It'll-
used to use move as a torch,
Oh, okay.
That's pretty
That's cool.
and now I
Not
think
played
that's
it.
gone.
Oh.
If it'll be interesting to see how. Well, it's another attempt at AAA to do the horror thing.
Yep.
Should be interested to see how that boils over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be. Are there any big first-party horror games? Think of any?
There's going to be. I think.
That's not been
First-party
confirmed
horror
as a
games.
necessarily first-party thing.
Well, there's
The teaser was. I guess
yeah,
we can
no,
give
I
the
know.
teaser.
As in
No, yeah, I
up
know
and
about
coming.
In general.
But there's a
in
few other
general.
things.
What was Fear?
Oh yeah, Fear's
Ooh.
first party.
Yeah,
Good
Fear,
call.
yeah.
Was Resident Evil a first-party thing when it came out first time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Evil
Good old
Within when
Square.
that comes out.
Yeah.
Evil Within.
Oh, yeah.
That's third-party.
Is it?
Is
Yeah.
it?
It's
Oh.
not exclusive to any console, and it's not made by an in-house console studio.
I swear it's a Sony thing.
No, it's both. It's not a PlayStation
Glow in
exclusive.
the Dark?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good one. Good shout. Number 21, Daisy is a timed exclusive on PlayStation 4. It will be launching, I believe, this year, but don't quote me on it. It was a PC exclusive beforehand. Be interesting to see how it works.
Mm.
I remember Daisy, yeah.
I sort of think it was, given how mods were such a big thing of that it's more PC likely.
Number 22, Fable Anniversary is coming to Steam. The game looks gorgeous. Didn't really get around to playing it, but it looks cool.
Never played any of the Fables.
Fable 3 is really cool. Fable 3 is really cool.
Fable 3's... Wait, is Fable 3 the one everyone...
Yeah.
Lots
it's-
of people rag on it for being not RPG enough, but I really
Yeah.
liked it.
I think I liked it too. I remember playing it, but I hadn't played the other Fables.
Yeah.
So I was in a good
Uh,
position to like it, I guess.
Yeah.
I played 2, but that was basically 1, really. Same iteration.
Good old Peter Molyneux. Number 23, at their Gamescom conference, Sony revealed a whole bunch of PlayStation 4 games. Some of them include Tearaway Unfolded, which is a port to the PlayStation 4 with a Vita game. Wild, which is a new game being made by the man who created the original Rayman games.
Ooh.
It looks interesting. I'm not sure where I stand on it yet. And The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, among others.
Yeah, I saw a thing about that on
Yep.
YouTube.
The YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
The gentleman who did Rayman,
Yes.
Yeah.
he was the same as the chappie who did was good for gender equality. What was it? Famously so. Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, really?
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes. Sorry, I thought Beyond Beyond Two Souls. There, I was like, no, it's not David Cage. That would be
Yes,
great though. A
famous.
Rayman game by David Cage.
Famously good for gender equality, David
Yes,
Cage.
true, very true. Number 24, Overkill Studios, the people behind the Payday series, are making a new Walking Dead game. It's going to be a first-person co-op game with bits of RPG in it, and it's set to come out in 2016.
Maybe they could finish off Payday 2.
Oh,
Just an idea.
that is true.
I was stung a little bit.
Although they,
I got it cheap, but it's, do you know what about this?
you got it for me, didn't you?
Yeah, I got it for you as well.
Yeah,
Very fun game, very good.
it's
But-
a good fun game.
but-
I'm uneducated. Tell me.
Okay, so you are
You
a
perform like heists.
bank robber,
Right.
Basically.
and you perform heists as it is,
Yeah.
and you...
You know the first 5 minutes of The Dark Knight,
Everyone's got the
where
mask
all
on
the
going
clowns.
through.
It's
Yeah,
that,
it's
but you
that.
play it.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's
awesome.
cool.
But what
But-
was the sting?
The problem is that there's all these features that are talked about in in the tutorial actually. Interestingly enough, it mentions that you can customize your base and all this stuff, and you can't. There is actually no
Oh,
sort
really?
of base customization in the game.
So it's early access before early access
Well,
was a thing.
No, because they released it.
Or
Here's
it's
the full
Skyrim
game.
without all the mods.
Yeah,
Without all
See,
the
I went
patches.
into Payday just excited by the idea of first-person heists. I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool. So I had no idea there was all this stuff that people really wanted to
Oh,
see
yeah.
that didn't exist in the game. So anytime I talk to somebody, especially like yourself who's a PC gamer primarily, about Payday 2, I go, man, it's a great game. And they're
No,
like, what?
I do like it. It's just that they need to finish that off, because it's still saying that you can do base customization, and you can come back to your base to hang out, and it's like there's nothing there. There's no point, there's no
Well,
motivation.
That's the other problem. I guess it's sort of a problem of hype.
Oh yeah,
Is
It's still a good game.
Whenever you make promises, some of those promises aren't going to be made, and that's always going to come back and bite you.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Number 25, The Evil Within has had a season price announced. It will cost $20. Not sure what's in it and not sure how much it costs in Great British.
Presumably evil
Pounds.
is what's in it.
Yes, hopefully.
Didn't.
That game looks scary. Scary looking game.
I've heard it's not great.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard it that the kind of thing it's based on doesn't transfer well to new consoles.
Okay.
Interesting though. Metal Gear Solid number 26. Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain will both release on Steam. They've been console exclusive until this point, and the announcement of this came via a leak, so you can play more Kojima.
Yay.
Yay.
Number 27. Epic's latest version of the Unreal Tournament game is available to download and play right now. The game is in its alpha stages, and this is kind of considered an alpha test, but it's pretty good fun, so go and have a go.
Cool.
Speaking of Kojima, the probably biggest or second biggest, I think, a new... I'm going to go through the whole minutiae of this. PlayStation at the Gamescom conference announced a trailer, a teaser called PT. Nobody was sure what it was. We only knew it was survival horror. So people went off and played this game. It was kind of scary. It's a loop in a house. You experience this loop in a house, and it's kind of scary. Got to the trailer at the end of it for what the game actually was, and people see the names Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro pop up on the screen, and it turns out that they're making the new Silent Hills game with the main actor from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Why the hell Sony didn't just come up and say, hey, you got Tomb Raider, we got Kojima and Del Toro, I don't know. Like, it's cool that people got to experience this, but that's ridiculous.
That would be
It's
a
been
royal
good.
flash.
It's like
Oh,
Guillermo
God,
saying,
yeah.
This is my friend Hideo.
Yes.
I'm gonna make a game now.
Because that could have been their one more thing. Like, people were expecting Uncharted. You could have been like, yeah, we've got Tearaway, we've got this Daisy. Oh, and by the way, boom, boom, boom. Like,
True, but I think it's worked in their favour, to be honest.
that is true. It's generated a lot of...
Maybe it's just, I don't know, Kojima's inability to do things normally.
Oh, wouldn't it be great if he came out and did the thing that he did for MGS5, where he, like, pretends it's not him.
Oh, yeah.
He makes, like, fake trailers and a new studio. Number 29, Ubisoft has explained that Xbox Live is the entire reason that The Crew is not launching on any other previous gen platforms. It says that none of the others have the infrastructure to carry off on a previous gen platform the amount of connectivity that The Crew needs to do.
Right, so it's raising it all to the ground.
Number 30, the Xbox One is launching this year in Korea with 4 bundles. I will get some more information as to what they are if people want them. I don't know, are there any other consoles in Korea new gen at this time?
I think...
I have no idea.
Isn't everyone in Korea like PC gamers?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure the market's
Wouldn't you
saturated
think Nintendo would have a presence?
You'd be surprised with Nintendo.
Really?
About
Well,
their
yeah,
presence
they
in
don't join
I
Asia.
think so. I'll give it a look. That's an interesting one. 31, PlayStation 4 has sold 10 million consoles, which is utterly ridiculous in less than a year. You know, good luck to all the consoles, but I think we can give our congratulations to Shuhei Yoshida, Adam Boyes, and the incredible work they've done with that console. And long may it continue with them.
Yeah.
Muffin basket to them.
We would applause, but it would, sound a bit...
I think this is going to be everyone's favourite on the headlines. Number 32, Phil Fish has once again cancelled Fez 2.
Once again.
And a previously unknown IP that he claims to be working on. He went on Twitter rants about how his fans and followers don't deserve it because of the abuse he receives, so we hope he enjoys bankruptcy.
Has anyone seen the movie?
Indie Game the movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very interesting. Worth watching.
I think Indie Game the movie has a couple of moments of first world problems in it,
yeah.
like where it's a bit like, oh my god.
Especially with Phil.
Well, yeah, but he comes across as a douche.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Can we say that?
Yeah, Phil Fish, you're a douche.
Okay.
There you go. Number 3, Halo 5 is getting a... 33, sorry. Think about it. Halo 5 is getting a 3-week beta in December. The beta will focus on level design for multiplayer, and a pass comes for it bundled with the Master Chief Collection. A 3-week beta at Christmas is huge. And it's nice to see them doing a beta for level design, because that game is a long way off.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not sure how I feel about Halo.
Well, I would have concluded Halo a long time before now.
Halo's a great example of a game that was on PC, and I am still annoyed.
What?
What do you mean?
Halo Combat Evolved, the first one,
Oh, right.
was it wasn't just a PC game, but
It had a very strong PC presence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anything, probably a stronger PC presence.
Like the first
Then,
Crisis did.
you know. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
example.
But see, I first played it on a Xbox, so
Yeah, I first played Halo
I
3.
first played
was
it
my
in
first Halo.
Tesco's.
On a
Xbox.
nice.
it would be strange to play it on a PC in a.
It'd be weird,
Actually,
wouldn't
could
it?
you do that?
What?
Just have like PC stations set up in
Yeah.
the same way they have Xboxes. I've never seen them done.
Well, most of those Xbox stations probably aren't running on an Xbox. So,
Well, they weren't before
yeah.
the console was released.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the
yeah,
Watch
well, I
Dogs
thought
demo
that
with
was
me.
that was a game dev beast.
Yes, that was.
Scary thing. Looked
And,
like
still,
Kerberos.
and it still looked awful.
Well, you could like advertise new models of PC, and then here's a game you can play on it.
Yeah, we don't get
Yeah.
many
Have a
models.
go, like
Well-
the iPods in the iPod store.
Actually, I tell you what, in March, come to EGX with me, and that's how they do a lot of the demos. So
yeah.
you'll see it. It's cool.
Okay.
Number 34, the final headline on our thing, ironically, will conclude in minute 34, but that's because we started late. Thanks. Nintendo has responded to a petition asking for Robin Williams to be memorialized in the next Zelda game. For anyone who doesn't know, he was a huge gamer and named his daughter after Zelda, after the character.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Nintendo have come out and they've not confirmed or denied anything. They've said that they won't talk about their plans for current games at the minute, but loved and respected the man and wish huge lots for his family. I think we can say the same. We were all
Yeah.
shell-shocked by the
Yeah.
man's death and
Yeah.
a huge gamer to lose. May you rest in the peace you deserve. There we go. That was the headlines. Do we want to talk about anything?
I'm all sad now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Did you?
I thought about ending on like a happier one,
know,
like Phil
yeah.
Fish, you're a douche, but I thought it's a bit of a shift in tone. So.
Yeah, no.
You were gonna say?
Did you hear that World of
Yeah, the
World of Warcraft
thing.
were considering? Well, I mean, there was a petition
Oh,
from
big
World of Warcraft
petition about
players
it.
to Blizzard to immortalize.
Oh, yes,
Robin
I did see
Williams.
that. Yeah, what was that?
I don't know very much beyond this, except that there was an. I mean, I think Blizzard responded with a similar kind of noise that Nintendo did, vaguely non-committal. Gesticulations that gave them as much freedom as possible.
Right.
I think they might do it. I don't know. They did a really good job with Mr. T.
Mr. T, Chuck Norris, and Ozzy.
Yeah, they're all in it, or at least were.
Yeah.
Oh, no, here we go. This comes from another website. This is Robin Williams' spirit will live on in the world of Azeroth. Williams was a notable fan of the popular fantasy series, which is played online by about 6.8 million people at the minute. We haven't decided, but it will most likely be a character inspired by him or some of his favourite roles in the past.
Oh, cool.
So
Well,
he
that's
will be
nice.
there. That's
enough.
really cool.
Yeah.
Cool. As long as it's not the genie.
Be Mrs. Doubtfire.
This is
Oh, that would be amazing.
Hello, dear.
That would be really
Battle
cool.
hardened Mrs. Doubtfire.
Right then. Peter Clark, you're bringing us the topic of the week this week.
Yes. Haha. It's a bit. I had to rewrite it because I didn't think that my words came across as. I can't choose words.
So
Okay,
all that
so-
research you did.
Well, it's just on the same lines. My topic is: have some games lost their ability to be unique?
Ooh.
Okay.
What with loads of other games, sort of quote unquote, using the style of another game. Like you think, say for instance, like Titanfall. There's like another game with giant robots. You think, oh, boring, next sort of thing, or another kart racing game. Oh, boring, next.
Or what game would you
Okay.
say that Titanfall was
Yeah.
mimicking?
In the sort of like the giant robot mecha.
What,
There are
what was
some-
that,
Bang, bang,
What was that
sort
big
of
old,
thing.
famously large mecha game?
Was it
There's Armored Core.
Armored
Oh.
yeah.
There's Lost
it
Planet.
was
Steel
a
Battalion?
Yeah, Steel
intergalactic
Battalion,
one.
all that
Oh,
things. Yeah. Well, I was
I
saying
played
that
this back when I was
just,
young.
It's just because of the topic.
When you were
but,
younger.
know.
Yeah,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
just exploring
Yeah.
this idea. I mean, what would you? I mean, would you just say like game mechanics or
yeah,
game
it's like
story,
sort of,
art
I'm
style?
not really sure.
Do you mean because like the, I guess the library is built up so that it's very hard to make a new game without
Yeah,
copying
it's
something
very
else?
hard to make a new game without having things from other people in it.
I mean, I'd
Sort
argue
of
the best
thing.
platform for
Yeah.
uniqueness is indie games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the best indie games of last year, we're talking things like the Stanley Parable, Gone Home.
Yeah.
They were...
Papers, Please, was that last
Oh,
year?
God,
Yeah,
yeah,
Papers,
absolutely.
Please,
Papers,
yeah.
Please. They were memorable for
Very
arguably
unique.
even Goat Simulator.
Mm.
Because it was something
Oh,
that
yeah.
haven't been done before, and you've got to give them that. That's a really cool way to sell games.
If you were just going to put it broadly, that say a broad thing of what a game's thing constitutes, I would say the good old days
Mhm.
actually had a lot more.
Yeah.
plagiarism involved.
I mean, obviously, obviously I've not played it.
Yeah.
But obviously, if I played it, then obviously it would prove me wrong somewhere. So
I mean,
it's just
stuff
kinda
like
good
platforming games couldn't help but rip off
Yeah.
Mario in their inception, because what can you really do in a side-scrolling? I mean, there's the limitations of
Yeah.
the technology.
Yeah. That was something I was going to say is, how unique do we think games ever really started off being? We... Hold on, carry on talking within amongst yourselves.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What do you think, Lewis?
So,
Hello?
someone else. I guess I'm not too sure. I mean, games.
Hello, yeah, sorry.
I've seen some games recently that have been getting really good, and I think there are still original games coming out. There are still interesting stuff coming out.
But what would you measure by original?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess actually that's true.
It's like when I first saw Thief. All I got in my head, it's just Dishonored with a guy in a cloak who steals things.
I feel
was
sorry for Dishonored
There's
here.
nothing really impressive to
No, wait,
me
sorry.
about
I feel
what
sorry for Thief.
Yeah, what Thief is.
They started.
Don't feel sorry for any
I
of
mean,
that.
obviously, Thief started it all back on
Anyone
PS1.
copy too.
Well, I think there is a certain kind of tradition of stealing, to put it mildly. I wouldn't call it stealing, but like
I'm sorry if that came. I'm sorry if that came across on the microphones.
No.
But like,
Okay, good.
Battlefield, wholesale ripping off Call of Duty. But Call of Duty was wholesale ripping off Medal of Honor before
I thought
it.
Battlefield came up before Call of Duty.
Yeah, it might have.
Oh,
Yeah,
have a Google.
the style of Battlefield.
Oh, the style
2.
of Battlefield 2. Ah, yeah, okay, yeah. I see.
I mean, because there was a
Yeah.
radical thingy change.
Yeah.
And the multiplayer focus too,
Mm.
which had been
Yeah.
Call of Duty's
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Online multiplayer.
but then you can argue. You can always go back further.
That went from Unreal Tournament.
Quake.
Yes, true.
Yeah. Quake.
Quake.
Doom.
Doom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Doom.
do you remember Quake
Back to Doom
Deathmatch?
again.
Yes.
Yes!
Oh, that was so much fun. Blowing jibs.
Was Quake the inception of
So,
death calls and things like that?
Yeah.
so Peter was right. Battlefield, the first Battlefield game came out in 2002, and the first Call of Duty 2003.
Ah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
then.
also
Well, there you go,
the
then.
more style of
Okay.
Battlefield 2 and everything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So,
Yeah, I know. I'm just putting in facts.
Right.
right.
Fact man.
Fact man. I'm fact man.
Oh yeah, Arkham Asylum and what do you call it? Spider-Man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so what would you? So, do you mean specifically like AAA, or because like AAA is like Assassin's Creed, Batman,
Oh, okay,
big
sorry.
budget things, like not indie stuff.
I'm stupid.
No, it's okay. So do you mean like AAA? Because
Well, it was just sort of in general, really. I didn't really
Okay.
plan
Yeah,
that far ahead.
so
We could go AAA if you want.
that's the plan. So what would you say is the most unique AAA game then, like released recently?
That's a tough question.
Because I think I've got a couple of ideas.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I Go Remember Me is one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Its fighting style was kind of new. Its story was really interesting. Its setting was really new. Its
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the whole remixing. Some of the mechanics were really new.
LA
That's-
Noir, you could say.
Yes, that's
That's
a
a good
good
one.
shout. That's
That is
a
a
good
good
shout.
With the detective style.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also like
The whole recognition of doubting truth, lie.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
the new take on point and
Yeah.
click.
I don't know how close was I don't know the chronology enough. Bloodshot and LA Noir. Condemned Bloodshot.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh,
Right, yeah.
good
Yeah.
question.
Okay, now because I have a very
Well-
strong feeling that Bloodshot might have come after LA
I
Noir, in
don't
which case
know.
that renders that point moot.
Oh, okay.
They're not that similar.
I
Though, are they?
don't think so. Bloodshot came
The-
out.
What do you do? What do
Investigative
you do in Bloodshot?
It's an investigative shooter.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Beat up the homeless with
Mostly.
sticks.
So Condemned Bloodshot came out in 2008, and LA Noir came out in 2011.
Ah.
So no.
Okay. Well, I hadn't heard of.
So
I
LA
hadn't
Noir
heard of
had
Bloodshot.
been taking a couple of
I feel like they're not similar. In any
possibly.
way.
Yeah, I can understand the idea that the direction is similar, but I think sorry about that. I think the genre is quite separate.
Yeah, Condemned had a lot more of a horror, a kind of
More horror edge
grim
to it, yeah.
overtone.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
And
at the background.
one of its main focuses was its combat system.
Yeah.
Its combat mechanic, whereas the main focus for L.A. Noire was its detectiveness.
I have another unique game, although it's not.
Okay.
You could call it AAA, but Ape Escape.
Oh, right.
The first game that came out with a PS1 that utilised the DualShock controls properly.
Yeah, true. Yeah, very true.
Running after different monkeys and nets and catching them.
So I think the question you have to answer is just how creative you think a new game has to be.
Yeah.
Because there's taking other people's ideas and using them well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's obviously a lot of games that have taken styles and made them obviously better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would argue that, I don't know, we're getting more and more original games, I would say, if anything. I wouldn't say that...
Do you mean that on an indie front, a AAA front, or all of them?
I think all of them. I don't know. I think, obviously, we're getting more sequels, but that's kind of moot. You know, it's not exactly the...
Yeah.
You know, because you could argue it's just based on the other one. But in terms of new IPs, I think we are getting more and more games that are more unique, you know. I don't know.
And how do you... Well... I mean, are you talking about game mechanics? Are you talking about stories?
Probably more story-wise and art styles.
Right.
I think gameplay-wise, it gets a bit tough because, you know, if you took GTA, you could then compare it to L.A. Noire, any game which is sandboxy, you know.
Yeah.
Just a quick update on that news story that we had. The PlayStation 4 launches in Korea in December and Xbox One will get there first in September, and it's got more bundles. But PC is a mainstay in the Korean market. There you go.
It's all esports.
Yeah. That's true.
It's all
That's very
Blizzard.
All FIFA.
You know that...
it's all StarCraft.
Yeah, it's all StarCraft.
Yeah, it is a lot.
And League.
Making pylons.
Esports are their, like, national sport.
Really?
Yeah.
That is fascinating.
Yeah, so, like, we play a lot of football, they play a lot of esports.
Grabbing the future by the kidneys.
Yeah.
So, my personal take on originality is that I think people look at creativity in games as too wide a thing. Like, I think creativity in games comes in the minutiae of it. Like, the new Assassin's Creed, I think the way that they're dealing with all the mechanics and systems and building things is so creative, even though it's just another Assassin's Creed game. Like, it's, you know, it's arguably no more a creative vision than Assassin's Creed 1 was, but I think the actual creativity in it is the refinement and the improving and the little things that people would argue you don't need a big team for. I think actually that's quite beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd argue that creativity and uniqueness is something that we've...
It's about the detail.
Yeah. We've changed from unique being a broad term to unique being about dense things. And that's really cool in times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to say, just kind of putting it in there, that something like Assassin's Creed 1, which was made using the Prince of Persia engine, that's a very good example of taking...
Prince of Persia engine?
Yes.
I did not know that. Wow.
Taking a style that could possibly be interpreted as misused and putting it to better use. I mean, tell me that the whole free-running, jumping, hopping, skipping isn't so wonderfully suited to assassination.
It's absolutely perfect
to just good old fighting.
Oh, yeah.
That's where Prince of Persia has become now. Sort of, it's more the whole fighty, jumpy anymore.
Prince of Persia never. This is contentious. See, Prince of Persia's fighting was good.
Yeah,
but I still think that had Prince of Persia been about assassination than just full-scale face-on-face fighting, it would have excelled.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. So, as we come away from a topic about uniqueness, we have a segment on uniqueness. Lewis Crawford, you bring us the indie game of the week.
Right, so the indie game of the week is Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes! Yes!
It is a game that came out very recently. It's been greenlit on Steam, so it should be coming to Steam very soon.
Oh, it was a green light.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's cool.
I didn't know
There is a free demo that you can play the first nights of 5. Okay, and in this game, you are a security guard. You are working in a pizzeria.
Chuck E. Cheese like place.
Yeah, where you've got animatronic mascots.
Right.
And you have to just be a night guard. Sounds very Very blasé, very simple, very boring. Yeah.
Your predecessor rings you and say, "Hey, welcome to the place," and all that stuff.
What's the catch?
The catch is that at night time they have these animatronics on a free roam mode.
Right.
I love the changes in your face as this has been described.
What?
And they walk around.
Right.
Simple enough.
With little regard for human flesh, I presume.
Now you can't leave the room you're in,
Okay.
but you wouldn't want to because it's basically you have security doors that you can close and open,
And lights you can flick
and
on
lights so you
off.
can see if anyone's down the corridor. But you only have a limited amount of power. And you have a little monitor where you can see where you can look through all the cameras. And so on this first night, you start off and you can see all three of them. Or, well, there's actually 4 of them, but you can see 3 of them.
There's a bear, a duck, and a rabbit.
Yeah.
Are the main 3.
Ooh, scary.
And
See, I'm right now thinking Amnesia, you know,
A
the
machine
boring
for
nighttime
pigs and
jog.
dogs and rabbits.
So I fed into the rabbits.
it's so tense and scary, though. But you start there and you look into one of the cameras and all 3 of the things are there. And they're really kind of creepy-looking things.
Yeah.
And then, you wait a bit and you look again, but there's only
Oh my
one of them there.
god, I have just seen how creepy they look.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's only one of them. And you look through the cameras and...
Jesus,
Where are they?
Lou, that
So
is-
this is someone basically taking something like viscera cleanup detail and making it into a horror game.
Yes.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Hey, my everyday night is where I have to run for my life and not be
Well-
butchered by horrible machines.
Yeah.
Well, you can't run away.
That's my
but
job.
you are
You
left
can't
in
run
this room.
And you're there from 12 a.m. to
6 a.m. Yeah,
My
and
god,
it
these are
is-
terrifying.
Yeah,
You just have to manage the routes and not get
Yeah.
horribly murdered.
you have to make sure you see where they are all the time because you can't keep these doors down all the time.
No.
You will run out of power very fast, extremely fast. And if you run out of power, you are pretty dead.
Pretty much.
What happens
Go
is,
corner.
the explanation is that these guys, these animatronics, they find you, and
Come and have a look at this.
Yeah, have
this
a look
is
at that.
Okay.
Keep talking.
they think you are a animatronic.
Oh my sweet Jesus.
They think you are an animatronic skeleton without a suit.
Yeah.
And so they find a suit to shove you in. But the suits are full of metal and...
So
very-
what we're saying is an Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very
That's
scary.
beautiful. That's
And your predecessor alludes to things in his phone calls to you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, dude, you might want to watch out for Pirate Cove and the Fox
Yeah.
character, and then you can hear like banging on the doors. As they're,
Yeah,
like,
and you can
coming to get
you hear like footsteps
Yeah,
and things like that, and
footsteps and-
you'll hear running, and you can see it.
You've got the seat, and underneath it is like a huge pool of blood.
But there's all sorts of. I mean, I've only played the demo, and in the demo,
I still
not
wanna
much
play this
happens.
now.
2 is where it all
Not
kicks
mu-
off. In
yeah,
the game.
like not much happens. I mean, it happens, but it's not massive.
It's a
Whereas
suspense
from
builder.
I mean, actually, I died in night 2 because it's just you run
Like,
out
from
of, you run out of
night
power
2
so much.
Onwards is where it all kicks
From there
off.
onwards, like those next 3 nights are full of jump scare. Not
I
jump scares,
found a
but full
gif of it
stuff.
in action. That is mind-boggling.
And there's a bit where you can look at the room that has the 3 animatronics in,
Yeah.
and they just
Not
go,
anymore.
Yeah, they'll
Look
look
at
at you.
look
Yeah.
at you instantly.
And like there's the pirate, there's the 4th animatronic who is a fox and it lives in Pirate's Cove. And
I will
the-
show you
the
footage of
more,
it.
The more you,
He's just seen the fox.
the more you ignore it.
on the chair.
No, I've
okay.
got it running down the
it's like
corridor.
the more
right
you the more you ignore it, the more he'll come out and run to you and be like,
Yeah, it's scary.
yeah,
Oh, and the dog one or bear one, I think it is.
yeah,
The more you look at it, the more angry it gets.
yeah.
This is nighttime ennui on the ship mixed with staring existential horror.
Do you know if Nintendo still had a indie thing going on, it would be a great game for the Wii U because you could have this camera monitor as on the Wii U. You know, like how it acts as a separate screen.
Yeah,
You could do that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Ah well,
And
I
there's
still
also
want to play
the,
that game now.
There's
You
the
can.
night
It's free
6
for the first 2 nights.
If it's Linux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am checking on that now for you, Lawrence.
It's not on Steam yet,
There's
though.
more content. There's Night 6, which is the insane, very hard mode.
I think so.
And Night 7, which is the custom night. You can set the levels of the AI, of the animatronics, to how hard you want them to be.
Right.
But if you set them all down to 0, you'll get fired for fiddling with the machinery.
It is terrifying. You have to wonder, though, when you're playing it, is why would he ever come back to this
I
job?
know!
Can I just point out, this is the worst place to take your children for food ever. Like, McDonald's is bad, like, health-wise. Like, this restaurant is awful.
Oh, yeah. It's funny, like, when you finish the game, you get £120
Yeah, good. Well done, sports. See you next
for your 30 hours work.
So basically, it's Papers, Please, just
dollars.
with endless murderers.
And once you complete Night 6, you get 50 cents more.
Wow.
For overtime.
That's in the grim dystopian future. There is only
a
horrible animatronic boxes.
Cheeseburger characters.
And it's like a message. It's like, well done, sports. See you next week. It's like, no.
It's quite a scary game.
Yeah,
I might see if we can play
very
it. Very
high tension factor in it as well.
So I have a very important question for you. I asked this to you in the car on the way here, but I'm going to check again. On the scale of 1 to Silent Hills, because the Silent Hills demo is utterly terrifying.
Terrifying.
It's things I can't say on this program. Terrifying. Where does Five Nights at Freddy's sit, and who developed it?
Oh, I don't know who developed it.
Okay, that's cool. We'll check it out later.
It's tough. I mean, if you're in a dark room at night, terrifying.
Well, Silent Hill, you can run away from what's going to try and kill you.
Well, no. Have you seen on the PT thing?
But then there isn't the element of mystery about it.
Yeah.
There is if you start it without knowing what it's about.
Okay, fair enough.
It was I don't know. Let's say 8 out of 10. In the right mood.
Yeah.
It's very tense as well because a lot of the time, nothing is happening. Like you've got one animatronic character that's just standing outside the door to where you are, just standing there, waiting. As soon as you hear any noise, you're like, ah.
And also, one of the rooms is just audio.
Yeah,
the kitchen
that makes it scary.
Is just the
What?
noises of the
What?
And they'll knock pans over.
And cameras can get disabled. Like you can be looking through a camera and it just goes.
Oh no!
Which is the worst thing when it's one of the ones that's next to the corridor, like that you are in.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's 2 corridors either side, and if the cameras can go out, and it's just terrifying.
Yeah.
The worst thing is that you turn on. Basically, there's a blind spot in the cameras that you can use, like turn on a light to see down that blind spot.
Mm-hmm.
And when you find a camera when you find an animatronic mascot there, it just jumps out at you and it's scary.
You just turn on the light and then...
and then you shut the door and then you turn the light and it's still there outside on the window of the door.
Yeah, it's quite funny, I guess, after a while. Like, once you get used to what you're seeing, it's one of those things, like, the element of surprise is scary, but after then it's not necessarily as scary,
I think
it's
it would be for
quick
me.
You can click the door to close.
I'm actually not that good at scary games. I managed to power through a lot of them, but...
Would you like to play the demo at my PC at home?
We should.
Should we give it a maybe?
Miss.
It's worth it.
Well, there you go. The indie game of the week was Five Nights at Freddy's. I can't find who it was developed with either. On the Steam page, it says it's developed by someone called Scott D. I'm not sure if there's an actual dev behind it, but we'll take a look and put it out on the social media and things. Thank you very much, guys. We're sorry we started late. We've gone a little bit longer, hopefully. What will everybody be playing? What is everyone playing this week, and what will everybody be playing next week?
I've been playing Nosgoth.
Oh, interesting. Yes.
The 4v4 kind of Team Fortress style.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a class that does different abilities. Very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. The only issue that I have with it at the moment is it's looking a bit microtransaction-y.
That was a headline I forgot to put in the headlines, by the way. AC Unity is going to have microtransactions.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Well, it depends what the transaction to be for, though.
True. I had an idea about this. In a game with microtransactions on consoles, the achievements should come with some money towards it.
Right.
So that when you achieve something in the game, you have to pay less.
Yeah,
those who put the 100% in hundreds of hours have to pay less.
I don't... I'm not upset now. I'm actually upset. At least Nosgoth is like a free game. I don't like the idea of games that aren't
like
free.
Pay to win or a pay to
also
wait?
having microtransactions.
Well, it won't be like that because it will be a full retail.
Premium twice.
It's a retail game. It won't be like your blades have stopped working. They'll work again in 24 hours.
Would you like to sharpen your blades?
It'll probably be something like,
weapons or something.
No, it'll probably be something like you need these fancy coins to tint your clothes that colour. Would you like to buy fancy coins, or you can get them by performing
the Team Fortress
ridiculous?
hat.
Yeah, it's Team Fortress hat microtransactions.
Okay,
It's
it depends, because Team Fortress doesn't really have any microtransactions that are they are gameplay changing, the weapon ones, but they're not like you'll suddenly load stronger, you know. Whereas I feel there's a danger of that.
It needs to keep the balance. That's true. Sorry, I totally butted in there. What's everybody playing last week, and what are we going to be playing this week?
Going to have to be one of you two. I've talked.
You managed to sack Carthage yet, Loz?
I am Carthage.
Oh, you are Carthage?
Oh yes, I've carried on with Rome Total War and Minecraft.
He owns one game.
Two
games.
Two games.
I'm a Linux player. I have this problem.
I've been playing Rock Band 3 again, lots of downloadables, and Minecraft. And this week I've just downloaded Dishonored.
Yeah, you did. Well done.
Yeah, if you have Xbox Live Gold, it's totally free. Go get it.
Oh yeah, of course I forgot.
And I'm kind of liking it so far. I'll explain more off the air.
But
that and Minecraft.
Don't throw unconscious people in the water again.
No, no. I killed that guy. Pete?
But yeah, I bought AC4 today.
Oh,
so
cool.
That's what I'm going to be doing this week. That's my week planned.
And last week?
Last week I was doing more... I was bogged down more in Warhammer, so I couldn't really play any games. But I did complete one of the really frustratingly stealthy missions in Revengeance, and just did that.
Oh, right, okay.
And then Rock Band with you, and then all good stuff. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And Minecraft all round.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, get on the server, damn it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the second episode of Games Up. Remember, you still have the chance to win a copy of the first episode of the second season of The Walking Dead. Just tell us what your favourite thing about gaming was this week. And we're running the competition a little bit longer, and we'll see who wins. Thank you very much for joining me, gentlemen.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Yes, it's not like I have anything better to do.
You nearly did. We are off. We are off to go and scare Lawrence with a night in a pizza restaurant. So until then, we will see you next week or next time you watch this video. Thank you very much, and this has been Games Up.